Welcome everybody, Jake Estrada here, and today I'm going to be talking about my upcoming comic projects. If you haven't checked out my Facebook pages, you need to do so now. I'm talking about Space Coast Comics, now retitled as SCCX. I'm also talking about Bocas. I got a brand new Bocas miniseries coming out, along with a special one-shot known as the GOLDEN CREME CORP. The GOLDEN CREME CORP is a comic book series that I started way back yonder about 9 years ago. I did a little project with Laura Capecchi, and she basically wrote out a brief synopsis of what a story could be, and I ran with the story, and I actually drew and redid this project about a total of 3 different times. And till I never released it because I was never quite fully happy with it. I have probably about 100 pages of this thing drawn out because, like I said, I did it 3 different times. One time I did it fully colored, another time I did it black and white, and another time I did another black and white with kind of spot color. But this new edition, which is the 4th edition of it, now has been, reworked a lot more and actually talks with what's going on with the world today about the haves and have-nots. It's a great story and also has some input from, my partner, Chuck Fresh. So, guys, that's going to be one of our very first books, I believe, right out the gate. I'm going to be creating a Kickstarter, and I'm excited about this because this is an exciting book. This is a great book. Like I said, I myself have worked on it. Laura Capecchi, Chuck Fresh, and even our editor, Beth Sips, has, touched the book, and we put it together. It's actually ready for print. So I'm going to be talking about this book, and hopefully we're going to have you guys out there excited about this book as well. And we want to see you guys come out. And like I said, I got the other books as well, like Space Coast Comics, which is an anthology series. This anthology series had multiple different stories back in the day, Space Coast Comics. If you know about that, you've been following my posts about that. It was a little bit of a comic book with articles and advertisements from local businesses, and actually had, in its heyday, a very large distribution at one point from here, from sunny Florida, up to Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, Texas, California, even went abroad. And we had large print runs for this thing towards the end of this publication, until I ceased publication due to, a family tragedy. But anyway, one of the main stories in Space Coast Comics was Demon in a Spacesuit, or more importantly, or more known as Spacey, which we also have an awards show named off our iconic character. Well, we're returning with that series, Space Coast Comics, now known as SCCX. It's an anthology series, and we welcome submissions. On top of welcoming submissions, I'm also creating a brand new short story, which is going to resurrect the Demon in Spacesuit storyline, because the way I left it kind of open-ended in the original run. And it's exciting what I have planned for that. And I hope that you guys can join me in recreating the magic of what's called Space Coast Comics, now known as SCCX. And you're welcome to submit to our webpage at Space Coast Comics. So before, Space Coast Comics, like I said, was a free magazine that I distributed throughout all the 50 states. I was teamed with all kinds of different people, all kinds of different creative artists, and we had a great time and great fun with that. So the thing's gonna be a little different now. Of course, I'm looking at Kickstarter again. And I think Kickstarter is a great option to go forward with this series. If people are interested, they're gonna back it. And of course, they're gonna, wanna see other creative writers and other creative artists contribute to this. To me, SCCX is a great springboard for a lot of upcoming artists if they wanna submit one page, multiple pages. So don't be scared to submit. And look over a page and talk to me directly. I'm very accessible. I talk to everybody. I don't deny, conversation. I love talking, especially I love talking comic books. So you get a chance, check it out. Another thing to check out is Bocas. Now, as you know, I'm also an actor. I've acted in plenty of independent films, but Bocas was based off my original comic book series. Originally, Bocas was modeled after my father's appearance. If you ever see earlier Bocas covers, and you size them up with my father, you'll see, a very close comparison between the two two characters, you know, and I call my father a character because he was larger than life. I mean, I'm 6'9", but my dad was like 6'1", and I towered over him, but his personality was larger than life. And he was Bocas. He shared his passion with me and creating the story with me. And, you know, after his passing, Bocas kind of went on to the wayside. He would make occasional appearances around Christmas time, battling Santa Claus, until, you know, again, like I said earlier, we had a tragic family occurrence happen with my family, and I took time away from comic books. And if it wasn't for my partner, Chuck Fresh, to talk me into doing something creative, like go back to one of my older characters and see potentially make a movie, it would have never happened. But here we are. Here I am today with Bocas. And we made the movie. We had a great turnout. Now it's playing on Amazon Prime. You also can get Blu-rays if you're interested in Bocas, or you can find a bunch of Bocas comic books and short stories and everything like on my website at spacecoastcomics.com. Now, back to the actual brand new comic book that I'm working on with Bocas, which is more or less a mini series. I call it a mini series because, you know, I envision 3 issues and then I'm done. And I also, being larger than life myself, I imagine this book as a magazine at 8.5 by 11. So this is a big comic book. So I figured, you know, Bocas are so big, you can't contain them in a small comic book. You're gonna get a big magazine. And this is gonna be big. And you should check it out on my Facebook page at spacecoastcomics.com, or you can even see this in my avatar right now. I drew a brand new cover. Then we're gonna have issue 1 is reintroducing the character of Bocas and who he is, what his mission. And then issue 2, is gonna be touching base about Gusano. And then issue 3, it's going to touch a base on Bocas' past on the island of Puerto Rico. That's right. I'm bringing in my Latin flavor, but I am Puerto Rican after all, and I'm going to touch upon the Tainos and Columbus and everything like that. So, and most of the books are going to be self-contained 1 issues, but there's going to be an overreaching theme in the books. They all have overreaching themes, and the theme is, you know, Bocas is everlasting, immortal, and he's about justice and righting what's been wrong. So, and you're gonna also get where, you know, just calling his name comes from. And this is where I'm touching, you know, this is stuff that's gonna help bridge some readers to understand the character more and some of the other co-characters that inhabit this world that I've created called Bocas. So hopefully you guys get to check that out. And like I said, hopefully you guys are able to check out my illustrations that I've been throwing up onto my Facebook accounts and on my Twitter and on my Instagram and everything like that. So make sure you follow me on all my social media pages, because this is big, guys. Jake Estrada's coming. And some people cry about triple threat, you know, because I do everything or whatever. Heck with that, man. I'm a creator. I'm a storyteller. And as a storyteller, I use all my skills. And I want to come to your house right now, and I want to find out who's the latest creator. And I want you guys to be able to be immersing yourself in Space Coast Comics. And if you have something you want to share, you want it to be printed, you want it to be put out and put out right by me, come find me, guys. I make things happen. That's right, I make things happen. So I hope to see you out there, guys. And please check out my Facebook page and all my other social media accounts. But I look forward to talking with you face to face. Peace out, guys. Jake Estrada.